Hey stranger, Elaine Aeris here. Welcome to my channel and welcome to my official relaunch. If things are going according to schedule, this video should come out on the eve of the Lunar New Year. And that, for me personally, is when I celebrate the New Year. I don't know when we started this January thing, but to me it just feels like an extension of the coldness of winter. And you know what? It's finally feeling like we're turning a new leaf now. Not only that, my friends, it is the year of the fire horse. Do you know what that means? So the horse itself is already about bold moves, seizing the day, momentum, charging forward into your best possible life. That in conjunction with the element of fire. So fire is about passion, energy, creativity. As I'm saying all these words, all I can think of is that TikTok sound.
Aye, go, aye, more passion, more passion, more passion, more energy, more energy.
Anyway, if this is my year, this can be your year. But I would like to talk to you about something. In 2020, something happened. Do you remember it? Do you remember the global shift? Do you remember the chaos and the fear as everybody scrambled to figure out what was going on? There was a pan-freaking-demic, and I don't know where you were when the clock struck midnight in 2020, but just before that happened, I went through something very odd myself, which is part of my motivation for this channel. So in 2019, circa autumn 2019, I felt as though I was woken up, as though someone metaphorically was shaking me awake, as if a clock started ticking on my timeline and someone was telling me, girl, you were born with all of these creative talents and look at what you're doing with your life. No offense if you're a graphic designer, but that's what I was. That's what I still sort of am for survival. The thing about graphic design is it's an artist's safe way to pick a commercial path and use their creative talents to guarantee a paycheck, because ads are always a thing. Advertising, there is money in it. There likely always will be. That being said, there was a job I had a little while back, and it was a very stressful design job. We had clients constantly coming in, interrupting our workflow while we were trying to finish. Constantly. It was a barrage of clients. There were hundreds of them. They would constantly interrupt our work, and one of the girls I was working with, I felt as though she were on the verge of a breakdown, because she was like, you ever think about what is the point of all this stress? She was like, we're designing trash. We're designing literal trash. And she was right. And her saying that really resonated. That little seed she planted in my mind, it burrowed there, and I thought about it for a while. And then in 2019, it just sort of came out, and it was like, girl, you're designing trash. You're designing literal trash. What are you doing? So at the same time, all of a sudden, I was hit with a burst of creative energy, fuel. All of this creative stuff started pouring out of me. I started writing a book. I got all back into music. I started creating videos, all of this stuff. And it was very hard to differentiate between what could be mania and what really could be something divine trying to alter my path. And I do have to tell you, at the time I was mentally unwell, but the result of all of that was a transformation. So although it was chaotic at the time, after years of tempering my energy levels and learning about myself and when I was healthy and when I wasn't, and working really hard on my mental and physical health, only then did I feel as though I could control all of these abilities that came charging towards me, and now I can charge forward with all of them. It was a very odd experience. I don't know if anyone else has been through anything like this. I would love to hear it if you have. I can only relate it to feeling as though you had stumbled upon a superpower and you were trying to maintain this ball of lightning, but it felt as if lightning bolts were about to shoot out of my fingertips, and I could no longer stay stagnant in my life. All of a sudden, I knew stuff had to change. I knew I wasn't a 9-to-5er. I just knew it. And so I started this channel not knowing what I was doing, with no navigation. It was as if I had hopped into a boat, charged into the stormy seas, and I had no idea what direction was going. I just knew I was going. So that is the origin story of what began all of this. I still don't feel ready to go into some of the what I can only describe as supernatural experiences at this time. I went through several years of, it became hard to differentiate between what was mental and what was something life-altering and powerful and divine. It became very hard to sift between what was a good energy and what was a bad energy. 2019, I was on the verge of a change, and when 2020 hit, chaos ensued. But it felt as though 2020 were a canon event, not just for me, not just for my personal journey, but it felt as though, as it was happening, as that pan-freaking-demic was happening, and we had our leaders failing us. I'm sorry. Our leaders lately have been failing us. And if they weren't failing us, we wouldn't feel so afraid. If they weren't failing us, they wouldn't be fear-mongering and using that to their advantage. They're failing us. So what I believe is happening globally is the old ways are dying off. And that's scary to a lot of people, but it's making way to usher in a new era of more advanced humankind. And there's something called an extinction burst. Just before an archaic system dies off, there's a last minute panic. There's chaos. There's the old ways scrambling and crying out and yearning to still exist, but I believe it's about to freaking die. So you, right now, with everything that's going on, I know it's scary and it's overwhelming, and AI is taking over, and we don't even know what's real and what's not anymore. But I think this all had to happen, and 2020 was that canon event to start the chain reaction of the things that have to move forward now. And I know it's scary, and it can make you feel powerless, but there is one of my favorite Game of Thrones characters. He's not necessarily a good guy, though, but he is clever, and he is known as Littlefinger, and he has a quote. It's a mad bar. It's that chaos is a ladder.
Chaos isn't a pit. Chaos is a ladder.
This doesn't mean walk on other people to get up, but it does mean use it to your advantage. So if 2020 was a canon event, that means it had to happen to propel our storylines forward. Welcome to character development, guys. Through adversity, we will rise. Did not even mean to rhyme that. Sometimes the bars just come out.
Through adversity, we will rise. Huh?
I do have to tell you, though, that doesn't mean that the trauma that happens to you is deserved. We don't deserve the trauma that happens. But those of us who are alchemizing that negativity into positive change, I believe those of us who are doing that are going to survive. And I know for a fact that if you're watching this video, you know something isn't right with the way things are going. You know it. And you knew that 2020 was a monumental moment in history. And as much as I would love to pretend that none of that ever happened, and as much as I would love to tune out the part in my life where I was a ball of chaos, a wrecking ball. Gosh, now I'm thinking Miley Cyrus. I was a wrecking ball tearing through my own life and the lives of some of the people around me who were unfortunate enough to cross my path at the time. Now, I just wasn't acting in the most advanced way I would like to act. Now, I do believe that some of the people I clashed with at this time, they must have triggered me in some way. There must have been something I saw that I just didn't like. So it came out a little recklessly. But moving forward, it is my constant desire to better myself. And I know that you are the type of person who is doing that as well. You are not one of those people going out lashing out. You're not. You're a good person. You're here. You're curious about the world. And that's really what I want this channel to be all about. So this relaunch, honestly, I don't know that this video has anything to do with anything I'll be talking about. I don't even know what tangent I'm on. But I do believe that we're in a moment of complete alteration, and it's happening it's kind of happening on a different timeline than I expected. I thought things would move a little faster, at least in terms of my own life, but I have my own blocks I needed to work through. I'm always working on them. We have all these subconscious blocks that are holding us back. We really do. There are all these things that help us self-sabotage constantly, and we just need to get out of our own ways. And however we have to do that in chaos, use it as your ladder. Don't use other people stepping on them as a ladder like some of our leaders are doing, scapegoating cultures and all of that. Here's the bad guy. It's not me. That guy's the bad guy. Don't do that. But use the chaos as an opportunity to harness your own superpowers and excel. And by the time the chaos has settled, they'll all still be there fighting, and they'll see how good your life is, and they're going to be like, shit, I wasted all this time being a dick. Now look how happy they are and how good their life is. And now, my friends, you have become someone who is leading by example. It's a ripple effect. People don't want to hear what they're doing wrong. That's why there's no point in arguing with strangers on the internet, guys. That is muggle behavior. Who gives a flying fuck? This is your time to use their distraction as your opportunity to level up. And the way that we get there is together. We gotta level each other up. I need the good people to come out. I need all my damn Care Bears to come out. And we're gonna start spreading good things. I am sick of your negative energy, guy. I don't know who I'm talking to, but all y'all's and your negative energy, and you're tearing people down, and you're spreading pain instead of alchemizing it into something beautiful. I'm done with you.
So yeah, that's what 2026 is about.
It's about change. It's about bold moves. It's about passion. It's about energy. It's about creativity. It's about getting out of this stagnant place and moving forward into the best possible version of your life. And 2020 was that stupid canon event that had to happen in our plot line to get us to a point where we can thrive. And it's taking some of us longer than others, but we gotta give each other a leg up and not tell each other, oh, pull yourself up by your bootstraps like I did. Shut up. No, we help each other up. We extend a hand. Someone's hanging off a cliff. Don't tell them to pull themselves up by their bootstraps. Their boots are...
They've fallen into the canyon.
Lend out a helping hand and care. Ugh. Man, I'm really on a rampage. I'm sorry. I'm going to dial it back. Okay. All right. I went to the gym this morning. I'm high on endorphins, I guess. I don't know. But I have so much hope for you. I genuinely have so much hope for you, because I have so much hope for humanity still. And that's you. You. I have hope for you. And I'm not asking you to go out there and be a rock star, but I am asking you to go out there and be the star in your own life and to do your best. Even if you're just helping the people in your circle, we got to level each other up, guys, because I'm tired of all the wasted potential. I'm tired of designing trash. So I'm putting myself out here on the internet to be torn apart by trolls because this is what I have to do to get out of my stagnant existence. And if I can do it, you can do it. And I know there's some dream you have that you've had on the back burner. And I know with survival, it is hard to find that time to pursue it. But maybe it's time to bring it a little more into the forefront. Just devote a little more time and a little less scrolling. Get off of YouTube. Stop listening to me right now. Go do it, dude. My channel relaunch, though, I don't know how this video is in relation to the rest of it. I just wanted to do something for the Lunar New Year and to just encourage you a bit. But I think I'm going to be talking about the unknown because I have had my own paranormal experiences, the unknown. I just want to dive into the mysterious, the strange things we can't explain, and I want to do that together. So join me on this channel. Like and subscribe if you want to hear about cryptids and spooky stories. Nothing like this video, but join me, will you? And let's level up together. Let's have fun while we're doing it. Dude, I'm mapping out my outro for the rest of my channel right now. I don't know what to say. Bye-bye.
Here since 2020 like everyone else, and I've watched so many creators. So